Hello everyone, welcome back to our weekly science and technology current affairs series. Namaste to all my dear aspirants. This is part 3 where we continue with the most important 34 updates from 8 to 14 September 2025. Till now, we have already covered 23 updates in the previous parts, and in this session, we will complete the remaining updates with clear and detailed explanation that are beneficial for UPSC, BPSC, State PCS, SSC, banking, defense, and other competitive exams. So, let's begin today's session with the thought that every update you learn today is not just information but a step closer to your success in exams and in life. So let's get dive into next update. Next news is vultures conservation key to pandemic preparedness. Conservation key to pandemic preparedness. So there is a national action plan for vulture conservation between 2020 to 2025. Vulture conservation key to pandemic preparedness. It means that there is a decline of vultures number in India. There is decline of vultures number in India has emerged as public health concern. There is a decrease in number of vultures in India and it has created a public health concern. How is it is? We are going to learn this also. Once numbering over 40 millions, vultures once numbering over 40 millions, their population has decreased by more than their population, vulture population decreased by more than 95%. Decreased by more than 95% since the 1990s. 95% population decrease since the 1990s. Their decline is linked to the widespread use of veterinary drug, and that the name of the drug is diclofenac. Because of these, there is a widespread use of veterinary drug. Name of that drug is diclofenac, and it poses risk beyond ecology. About vulture, why it has emerged as public health concern. Vultures act as a natural waste managers. Vultures act as a natural waste manager. How? By consuming animal carcasses that might otherwise spread. If it is not consumed by vultures, it will create deadly pathogen. It will help in spreading deadly microorganism. So protecting vultures is now recognized as an important step in preventing future pandemics. What are role of vultures in public health? So vulture efficiently dispose of dead animals. Uh, this limits the spread of disease because it disposes dead animals, it eats dead animals, and it helps in the spread of diseases like anthrax, rabies, and botulism. So by removing carcasses quickly by vultures help in reducing the chance of zoonotic spillover, zoonotic diseases. So their scavenging prevents other animals also from feeding on infected remains. So thus vultures form a natural barrier against different types of outbreaks, against different types of zoonotic diseases. So their decrease in number increase the risk of disease transmission from animal to humans and livestock. So the Central Asian Flyway, India's vultures are part of Central Asian Flyway (CAF). Indian vultures are part of Central Asian Flyway (CAF). Vultures are a migratory route spanning over 30 countries. So India's vulture part of Central Asian Flyway, which is a migratory route. Central Asian Flyway is a migratory route spanning, expanding over how many countries? 30 countries. So million of birds use this corridor annually every year, linking ecosystem across borders. So carcass dumps and landfills along the flyway can become hotspot for disease spillover, disease spread. So In this way, vulture conservation is important as it is a regional issue which is affecting biodiversity and health security. If there is a decline number of vulture, it affects biodiversity and human health also. So coordination among action among CF countries, which is a migratory route between over 30 countries. CF countries is essential to manage this risk. This risk. So there is challenges in vulture conservation. Conservation efforts face structural and financial crises and gaps. Vulture protection programs are underfunded, lack of fund, and fragmented. Toxic veterinary drugs is the only one of the most important reason of decrease in number of vultures. The name of that veterinary drugs is diclofenac. Remain in use. Infrastructure hazards such as electrocution from power lines causes death of. It also causes death of vultures. Electrocution. Integration of vulture conservation into national One Health strategy is limited. So when there is a integration of vulture conservation into national One Health strategy is limited. So these challenges hinder effective pandemic risk reduction which is linked to vultures. So there is a Indian National Action Plan and future surveys on vulture for vulture conservation. So India's action plan for vulture conservation to between 2016 and 2025 is a nearing completion. It is going to be complete. The next phase aims to embed vultures protection within pandemic preparedness. A five-pillar strategy is proposed. There is a five-pillar strategy is proposed for the next phase. First one is the satellite telemetry for habitat and risk mapping to vulture. Second is a decision support system combining wildlife, livestock, and human health data. Third phase is strong One Health coordination across different sectors. Fourth pillar strategy is trans-boundary collaboration under CAF and international agreements. Fifth is community stewardship involving local groups, women and youth. So India's national action plan for vulture conservation is nearing completion and now it is in another phase, which is a five-pillar strategy is proposed. These are the five-pillar strategies. Now there are benefits of integrating conservation and health security. Linking vulture conservation to health security can reduce zoonotic spillover, diseases risk. Vultures strengthen surveillance and rapid response system. So it helps in conservation and health security. It strengthens different types of surveillance and rapid response system. So these approach integration of conservation and health security aligns with WHO Southeast Asia Regional Office. It is aligned with WHO Southeast Asia Regional Office Health Security roadmap between 2023 and 27. So investment in telemetry, safe veterinary practices and infrastructure are cost effective compared to outbreak management. So India's leadership in this field, protection of conservation of vultures, serve as a global model for biodiversity linked pandemic prevention. How vultures plays important role in pandemic prevention. Vultures' unique biological characteristic traits and ecological function plays a very important ecological function which make them a cost-effective and efficient barrier against different types of zoonotic disease outbreaks. So it helps in rapid carcass disposal. Vultures quickly consume animal carcasses and dead bodies, eliminating a breeding ground for harmful bacteria and viruses that can cause diseases if the vultures will not consume animal dead bodies. It causes different types of diseases like anthrax, rabies, botulism. So in the absence of vulture, carcasses, dead bodies linger for much longer and causes different types of diseases to human. It also, vultures have powerful digestive system. The vulture stomach is highly acidic, which kills most microorganisms, effectively help in sterilizing the environment of dangerous microorganisms after eating carcasses, after consuming dead organisms. Reduce, it is vulture help in reduce competition. So the rapid removal of carcasses, dead bodies limits food for their other scavengers population, such as feral dogs and rats, which are more likely to spread pathogen to humans and livestock. So there is a rapid removal of carcasses which limits food for other scavengers population, such as feral dogs and rats, which are more likely to spread different types of diseases with the help of microorganism to human and its livestock. That when there is a decrease in vulture population, it has been correlated with a rise in dog population and rabies cases. If the vulture would decrease, there is an increase in dog population and it will increase rabies problem among human. Example of zoonotic diseases which are caused from animals to human is COVID-19 caused by virus, Ebola, viral hemorrhagic virus, fevers, rabies virus, which is a viral, and avian influenza, bird flu virus, malaria parasitic, and salmonella, which causes typhoid, Lyme diseases, which is a bacterial infection which comes from zoonotic, means the diseases which comes from animals to human. So Lyme disease means person suffer from neurological brain issues, joint pain, or heart problems. So vultures unique characteristic and ecological function which act them to cost effective and efficient protection against different types of zoonotic diseases. So about zoonotic disease are infectious diseases, communicable diseases, and these are caused by pathogen like virus, bacteria, or parasite. These are transmitted from animals to humans. And examples are COVID-19, rabies, influenza, and salmonella. So which can spread through direct contact, contaminated food, water, or vectors like mosquito and ticks. So prevention involves good hygiene should be maintained, safe food handling, vaccination is required, avoiding contact with wild animals and using insect repellents for malaria-like diseases. Now, cause and transmission zoonotic disease are caused by various pathogens, including viruses such as SARS-CoV-2 virus caused COVID-19, Ebola virus, avian influenza caused by virus. Bacteria like Salmonella, Listeria, Listeria coli, parasite includes Toxoplasma gondii. So these roots are direct contact when you're touching and handling or being bitten by any infected animals, and then it transfers to the human. It also spread through contaminated food and waters from different types. It also spread through vectors when any animal bites from infected mosquitoes, ticks or fleas. There is also the reason of zoonotic diseases are environmental contamination, contact with contaminated surface or contaminated environments. Next news is red EV plant. Red EV plants. Why is it so important? Red EV plant, recent research at the Jawaharlal Nehru Tropical Botanic Garden and Research Institutes, Kerala. Recent research happened at the Jawaharlal Nehru Tropical Botanic Garden and Research Institute, Kerala, has led to the development of new wound healing pad, which is helping wound healing. It acts as a wound healing pad, wound healing pad, wound healing pad. So it was discovered by the Jawaharlal Nehru Tropical Botanic Garden and Research Institute, Kerala, JNTBZRI. So these innovation uses nanotechnology. It uses nanotechnology and bioactive molecule from the red active molecules taken from red EV plants, and that bioactive molecule from red EV plants scientific name is Strobilanthus alternata. Red EV plant scientific name is Strobilanthus alternata. So the product promises provides efficient wound care. If you get any injury and you get wound, so this product gives efficient wound care with natural and synthetic components combined and making a wound healing pad. About Actioside in Red EV, scientists at Jawaharlal Nehru Tropical Botanic Garden and Research Institute identified actiosides, which is a powerful natural compound. Scientists at Jawaharlal Nehru Tropic Botanic Garden Research Institute identified chemical actioside, which is a powerful natural compound in red EV plant for the first time. It was for the first time. It was for the first time. For the first time, is it? And that compound is natural compound is powerful natural compound is actioside. So actioside is known for its useful for its pharmacological properties that has not been linked to this plant, that has not been known to this plant before. So it provides pharmacological properties. It acts as an wound healing natural products, and it's also have combined with the synthetic compound and act as a wound healing. So this discovery underpins the wound pens healing effectiveness. About the design and combination of composition of wound paint, which is found by red EV plants, which consist of actioside, a powerful natural compounds. So this wound healing pad features a multi-layered, it has a multi-layered structures. It includes thin electrospun nanofiber layer nanofiber layer made from biodegradable non-toxic polymers. So wound healing pad features a multi-layered structure. So which it includes a thin electrospun nanofiber layers made from which is made from biodegradable non-toxic polymers. So these layers, these wound pad, this made up of nanofiber layers ensure proper gas exchange, allowing the wound to breathe, to take oxygen properly. So actioside, which is present in red baby plants as natural, powerful natural compound, is incorporated is incorporated at a low concentration of 0.2% alongside the antibiotic neomycin sulfate. There is a combination of natural compound and synthetic compounds. So natural compound is the actioside from EB plant, and the low concentration, which is a low concentration 0.2, and there is a mixing of another antibiotic, and the name of the bacteria antibiotic is neomycin sulfate. So the polymers used are FDA approved, and these polymers used is FDA approved, ensuring safety and compatibility of this wound page. So there is a traditional and botanical background of red EV plants. Red EV scientific name is Strobilanthes alternatus, also called Murikuti pacha. Murikuti pacha. Locally, it is known as a Murikuti pacha. It is a herb plant, herbaceous plants, which is native to tropical, present in tropical Asia. Tropical Asia. It grows up to 30 centimeter with purple stem color is purple, and green leaves are dark green in colors. It is also known in red EV plants. Scientific name is Strobilanthes alternata, and then locally it is named as a Murikuti pacha. It is also known in Ayurveda as a Vrana ropani. Vrana ropani. It means Vrana ropani means wound healer. Vrana ropani means wound healers. So it is a long history of use in folk medicine. It is already used in folk medicine for treating different types of cuts, injury, and wounds. About geographical distribution about these red EV plants, it grows in tropical region, including it found in India, Malaysia, Indonesia, China, and Japan. In Indonesia, Indonesia it is traditionally used to promote, it help in urination. It's also help in stop bleeding. In Indonesia, it is used to promote urination, stop bleeding of any wound, and treat different types of infection. It is also popular as an ornamental plant in the United States. Ornamental plant in the United States, and occasionally it is used. It is found in the United Kingdom also. About nanotechnology in phytochemical application. So the integration of nanotechnology with this readily plant-based compounds marks a new era in wound care. So electrospinning creates a nanofibers that copy natural tissue environments. So this technology improves drug delivery, improves healing rates, wound healing rates, and reduce infection risk also. So JNT BZRI teamwork exemplifies this innovative approach. So UPSC, it is important for UPSC defense exam, banking exam. For UPSC, it is for current affairs section of UPSC prelims and mains exam. It is also related with the science and technology, and it is also related with environment and biology. Questions should be related to traditional medicine, phytochemistry, and bioactive molecules like actioside. Their application in medicine are likely to be asked. In defense exam, healthcare and medical technology, which is important. And then indigenous innovation. Defense forces are interested in self-reliant and innovative indigenous technologies developed in India for medical application. Now, it is also important for banking exam, economic, what is the for economic impact. So the cost effectiveness and affordability of Red DB plant and its derived products are important. Now, it is also important for health sector innovation that can create new markets. It can create new markets and contribute to the growth of healthcare industry. Next news is exercise Shivam Prahar. Exercise Shivam Prahar. Indian Army successfully conducts exercise Shivam Prahar. So the Indian Army recently conducted exercise Shivam Prahar from 8 to 10 September 2025 in Aruna. In Arunachal Pradesh, in Arunachal Pradesh. So the major field training exercise focused on validating the use of drone technology. Use of drone technology in modern tactical operations. So it is held in realistic battlefield condition. The exercise marked a key milestone in improving operational preparedness by integrating drones across various combat roles. What is the objective of this exercise, Shivam Prahar? It aimed to test and develop new tactics, techniques, and procedures, TTPs for future battlefields. So the primary goal was to ensure drones which could be seamlessly used alongside traditional forces. The exercise emphasized the need for rapid decision making. There is a need for rapid decision making and effective integration of drone data with drone data with conventional flyovers. So these are the objective of exercise Shivam Prahars. So develop TTPs for future battlefields, and it helps in rapid decision making and effective integration of drone data with conventional firepower. What are the scope of drone employment in exercise Shivam Prahar? So drones were used for persistent surveillance, regular surveillance, and battlefield reconnaissance. They also played important role in target acquisition and precision strikes. Now, this wide scope demonstrates the transformative impact of unmanned, because in drone there is no use of man. So it demonstrates the transformative impact of unmanned aerial system in improving combat effectiveness and situational awareness. So there is an integration with conventional forces. The Shivam exercise brought into light the synergy between traditional combats. There is a synergy between alignment between traditional combat arms and emerging technologies. So innovative methods were trial to combine drone inputs with artillery and infantry operation. So these are the new methods which were trialed to combine drone with artillery and infantry operation. So joint target where processes were refined to ensure accurate and timely strikes during battlefield. Operation innovation and preparedness. So Shivam Prahar focused on adapting to fluid combat scenarios, Army tested new operational concept that allow flexibility and quick response. Now about the lesson and future implication, this exercise provided valuable trial, vital important information about operation integration and force multiplication. So with this exercise, it told the importance of technology as a decisive factor in securing battlefield superiority. So Indian Army's continued investment in drone warfare, Indian Army's are continuously investment in drone warfare, which ensure enhanced improved combat readiness for evolving threats. It is important for UPSC exam and for defense exam, for current affairs and defense and economy and strategic thinking. Importance for defense exam for future warfare doctrines, technology advancements and procurement and technology. So importance for banking exam, economic impact with while not a direct focus. Military exercises like Siom Prahar can have broader economic implication, which is relating to government spending on government should spend on defense technology and indigenous manufacturing. It is important for current affair context for banking exam also, as it tests knowledge of major national development in defense such as large scale technology exercises. So it is about the exercise Sivom Prahar. Next news is Cretodactylus venera saka. Cretodactylus. It news about Cretodactylus venera saka. So new gecko species, reptile species, Cretodactylus venera discovered in Assam. So Cretodactylus varnasaka, recent research, which is a new gecko species, which is a new reptile species, has identified a new bent-toed gecko species in the mountain forest of discovered in central Assam, Dima Hasao district. Central Assam district name is Dima Hasao. So it is named as a scientific name is Cretodactylus vanarasaka. This discovery makes Assam rich biodiversity. Assam is rich of biodiversity and it's plays an important role in forest conservation. The species belong to the Cretodactylus khasiensis group. This species belong to Cretodactylus khasiensis group, which is known for its unique morphology and limited geographical range found in Assam region. The discovery about this species, it was found on the forested slope of Jatinga in the Bareil Hills ecological transition zone. The name Vanarasaka comes from Sanskrit meaning forest protectors. So name Vanarasaka, it means forest protector. So this name honors the Assam Forest Department for its dedication to preserve the region forest and wildlife. So these naming also plays tribute to frontline staff who have sacrificed their lives in the forest protection efforts. About the scientific identification, researchers use both physical characteristic and molecular analysis to confirm the presence of species in central Assam Dima Hasao district. It shows features that separate it from the other members of this species, gecko species, the Cretodactylus khasianus group. So this group is known for highly endemism found in that particular region, meaning species are often found in the specific limited areas. About this habitat and ecology, it grows in mountain forest in Assam. Mountain forest in Assam are rich in different types of biodiversity, flora and fauna, and serve as a critical habitat for many endemic species. The Bareil Hills region, the Bareil Hill region acts as a natural ecological corridor and transition zone which support different types of flora and fauna, plants and animals. The gecko presence indicate the health of this forest ecosystem. Now, what are the importance of conservation of this species? Amphibians and reptiles like Cretodactylus vanarasaka are often overlooked in conservation efforts. These species are often, which is amphibian and reptiles likes, are often negligence. It shows negligence in conservation efforts. However, it plays important role in maintaining ecological balance. So the Assam Forest Department work is important in protecting these less known species. Continued field surveys are needed to discover and protect more such species in Assam hill ecosystem. About the gecko species, geckos are small reptiles found worldwide except Antarctica. It is not found in Antarctica. It grows in different habitats, including rainforest, desert, and cold mountains. Most are nocturnals, and it belong to six families. Six families are Carpodactylidae, Diphlodactylidae, Jubiloperipheridae, Jaconidae, Phylodactylidae, and Saphirodactylidae. So their adaptability and diversity make them important indicators of it shows important indicators of environmental health. It maintains environmental health. So it is important for UPSC exam, current affairs, in preliminary and mains exam. It is important for biodiversity in ecologically significant mountain forest of Assam, which India's rich biodiversity, and it also important for conservation. The Vana Raksa or Sanskrit for forest protectors, honors the Assam Forest Department and frontline staff. It is also important for ecology. This species was found in Bareil Hills and ecological transition zones, which indicates the health of this critical ecosystem, which can be a part of question on ecological indicators in UPSC exam. Now, next news is Sambho Secure Military Communication. Indian Army creates secure mobile ecosystem Sambho. It is a Indian Army creates secure mobile system, and the name of that mobile ecosystem is Sambho. Mobile ecosystem is Sambho. So India has made development in defense technology with the development of Sambho. Development of Sambho, which is first fully indigenous India's made secure mobile communication system. It is a first a secure mobile communication system, and name is Sambho, which is made by Indian Army. So this development was prominently showcased during it is showcased during Operation Sindoor in 2025. The Indian Army used Sambho enabled smartphones instead of foreign apps, which help in providing secure and encrypted communication free from external surveillance. So they are not using foreign apps. They used Sambho enabled smartphones during Operation Sindoor in 2025. So this marks a milestone in India's journey towards technological sovereignty and digital security in defense. About Operation Sindoor, so Operation Sindoor was a critical military operation where the Indian Army depends slowly on the Sambho ecosystem. So the Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi confirmed that foreign communication apps like WhatsApp were completely replaced by the homegrown M Sigma app. It is completely replaced by home indigenous M Sigma app. This M Sigma app running on Sambho devices. Sambho smartphones. So these ensure sensitive command and control message remain confidential and immune to hacking or interception. There should be no hacking or interception that time. So the operation demonstrated the effectiveness of combating strategic planning with a strong indigenous technology. So what is Sambho? Sambho is launched in 2023. Sambho is India's first secure mobile communication platform designed especially for defense use. So it operates independently of commercial networks and supports real-time connectivity through 5G enabled devices. System use multi-layer encryption, which prevent hostile surveillance or cyber attacks. It core application, the name of the application is M Sigma. M Sigma with these Sambho smartphones, which offers encrypted messaging, file sharing, or multimedia exchange also. So Sambho is a network agnostic. It means it works securely across different communication infrastructure without compromising any data integrity. Sambho was developed through collaboration between Indian academic institution and domestic technology firms. So Sambho was developed with the collaboration of Indian academic institution and domestic technology firms. So it also reflects the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative, which promotes self-reliance in critical defense technologies. So by early 2024, around 30,000 Sambho devices were distributed among army officers, which help to provide secure communication on borders and during diplomatic engagements. The Sambho significance are many. It signifies a shift from dependence on foreign communication platform to indigenous solution in national security. It embodies the integration of technology and military strategy in hybrid warfare. So by securing communication lines, Sambho improve operational readiness and protects India defense secrets. Now, what are the impact beyond battlefield use? Beyond battlefield use, Sambho has been deployed in high-level military talks, including recent discussion with China. It is used in recent discussion with China also. This marks the system role in securing not only combat operation but also sensitive diplomatic communication, used in diplomatic communication. So this platform continuous upgrades aim to keep pace with the evolving cyber threats, making it a future-proof tool in India's defense arsenal. So it is important for all exams, current affairs, and then Atmanirbhar Bharat and digital sovereignty. National security, it provides national security and cyber security, technological advancement, that is the integration of 5G technology, multi-layer encryption, and indigenous application like the M Sigma app, which showcases advancement in military communication. Important for defense exams, operation readiness, cyber security and hybrid warfare, technological innovation, and it provides strategic self-reliance. The adoption of indigenous system like Sambho demonstrate a commitment to reduce dependence on foreign platform, and it helps in fostering technological independence in the India defense sector. Next news is AIMS first government college to train on Da Vinci robot. AIMS first government college to train on Da Vinci robot. So the All Indian Institute of Medical Science, New Delhi, has achieved a historic milestone by becoming the first government medical college in India to offer training on the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. It is a Da Vinci robotic surgical system in help in surgery. The installation was made at AIMS Skills e-learning and telemedicine facility, which marks a significant development in medical education and surgical innovation in the country. So the installation was made at AIMS Skill e-learning and telemedicine facility. About the Da Vinci robotic system, it is developed by Initiative Surgical, which is the one of the world's most advanced robotic platform. It is one of the world's most advanced robotic platforms, the Da Vinci surgical robots. These platforms used for minimally invasive surgery. It improves precision, dexterity, and control for surgeons. It provides control for surgeons also. Now, key features of Da Vinci robotic system, it allows surgeon to perform complex procedure with a small incision. It is a very beneficial for that surgeons will do small incision with the complex operation. It provides 3D high definition visualization, 3D visualization. It improves patient recovery also, recovery time, and reduces hospital stays also, patient hospital stays. Widely used in urology, gynecology, general surgery, oncology, and head and neck surgery. So they are used in many departments in urology, gynecology, general surgery, oncology, and head and neck surgery. So AIMS robotic surgery training hubs, the said facility at AIMS Delhi is now equipped with Da Vinci surgical robots, Uso robotic trainers. So this makes AIMS the only institution in India to have two robotic system, which is dedicated exclusively to training to medical students, residents, faculty members, nurses, and healthcare professionals. So significance is there, many significance. Speaking, AIMS director Dr. Ames Srinivas said that the robotic system will democratize access to surgical. It provides surgical innovation which earlier required training abroad. Importance of this investment: it boosts India's capacity in robotic surgery training. Next, it prepares the next generation of surgeons with hands-on experience. It positions AIMS as a global hub for surgical innovation with the help of these robotic techniques. It also helps India strengthening help in India's healthcare sector by reducing dependence on foreign institutions for robotic surgery expertise. So its achievement is first government medical college in India, AIMS New Delhi, to train on Da Vinci surgical robots. Skills required, skills e-learning and telemedicine facilities are there. And other system present is Yogo robotic trainers, which is a Medtronics provided by Institute of Surgery under MOU. So AIMS is the only institution in India with two robotic system for training. Next news is India secured 9 world record in space exploration. So ISRO chief V. Narayanan says India holds 9 world records in space mission and targets 8 to 10 more, including a human moon landing by 2040. Including a human used in moon landing by 2040. So India's space program has once again India's space program has once again made headlines with nine major records in space exploration. Already secured 8 to 10 more milestone expected in the coming years, according to the ISRO chairman V. Narayanan. ISRO chairman is according to V. Narayanan. So speaking at an event in New Delhi, so India's space journey emphasized that rooted in cost-effective innovation and technology breakthrough. So there is a landmark achievement in the space exploration over the past 2 decades that placed ISRO at the global forefront. So, these are the achievements in space exploration. Mars Orbiter Mission 2014. India became the first nation to reach Mars on its maiden attempt. Now, first attempt, the PSLV C-37 2017 set a world record by launching 104 satellites in a single mission. Now, Chandrayaan 2 in 2019 deployed the world's best orbiter camera around the moon. Chandrayaan 3 in 2023 made India the first country to land near the lunar south pole. So, these are the landmark achievement in space exploration. So about cryogenic technology breakthroughs between 2014 and 17, India achieved 3 global records in cryogenic engine developments, including fast and maiden flight on LVM3 with cryogenic stays in just happening 28 months compared to timelines 37 to 108 months in other countries. Now, it stabilized India as a leader in indigenous cryogenic technology, which is a critical advancement for heavy lift rockets and deep space exploration. About this cryogenic technology, scale of India's space program, ISRO chief highlighted the massive, huge scale and scope of India's space operations so far. Over 4,000 rockets launched, 133 satellites placed in orbits. So these are the significant contribution to for national security, disaster management, communication, economic growth, and the rise of space entrepreneurship ecosystem. So the future records and human space flight plans. Looking forward, ISRO is targeting 8 to 10 new world records in the next few years. So ISRO is targeting how many records? Records are 8 to 10 new records in next few years. So some of the upcoming milestone include new breakthrough in launch vehicle technology. Second one is the advancement in satellite application for Earth observation and security. Then ISRO are thinking to expand mission to the moon, Mars, and beyond. So by 2040, India aims to accomplish a crewed lunar landing, man lunar landing, which could place the country in one elite league of space faring nation. So current ISRO chief is V. Narayanan. India's world record in space is 9 so far. Mars orbiter mission 2014, first country to reach Mars on maiden attempt. PSLV C3 2017 launched 104 satellite in one mission, world record. Chandrayaan 2 2019 deployed best moon orbiter camera. Chandrayaan 3 2023 first to land near the South Pole. So for UPSC exam, it is important for science and technology section, also for national security and defense, and also important for economic developments and the rise of a space entrepreneurship ecosystem, which demonstrate how space technology can be a significant driver of economic growth and key theme for policy and governance question. It is also important for international relations. Next news is Russia unveils colon cancer vaccine after promising trial result. Russia unveils colon cancer vaccine after promising trial result. So Russia announces cancer vaccine ready for clinical use. So, in a breakthrough for global oncology, means study of cancer, Russia Federal Medical Biological Agency (FMBA). FMBA full form is Russia Federal Medical Biological Agency has announced that its vaccine for which cancer? Colon cancer, intestine cancer, is now ready for use following successful completion of preclinical. It follows successful completion of preclinical trials. So this development unveiled at the 10th Eastern Economic Forum in Vladivostok. So this development unveiled at the 10th Eastern Economic Forum happened. It was 10th Eastern Economic Forum happened in Vladivostok, Russia, which marks a major step in cancer immunotherapy, especially for colorectal cancer, one of the most prevalent forms of cancer worldwide, globally. What the research reveals, according to Veronika Sakharova, head of the FMBA, the cancer vaccine has shown strong safety and remarkable efficacy in clinical testing. This trial conducted over a span of several years. It conducted over a span of several years, which demonstrated tumor size reduction by 60 to 80% with the help of this vaccine, depending on the cancer type, slow tumor growth, improve surgical rates among test subjects. There is no adverse effect, no side effects, even with repeated doses given. So the research specifically targets colorectal cancer, which affects millions of people globally and remains a leading cause of cancer-related death. How cancer vaccine works? So unlike traditional vaccine that prevents infection, cancer vaccine are designed to stimulate the immune system to recognize and attack only cancer cell. So according to the American Cancer Society, this vaccine can be therapeutic, used to treat cancer, or preventive, like human papillomavirus vaccine that prevents cervical cancer. So FMBA's colon cancer vaccine is therapeutic, intended to activate the immune system, help in improving recognition of tumor antigens, and it slow disease growth, progression, and extend survival. So these are the about the cancer vaccine works, which recognize and attack cancer cell. So this vaccine join a growing list of immunotherapy-based cancer treatments, which offers hope for more targeted and less invasive cancer management. So there are promising trial results. Tumor size reduced to 60 to 70%. Progression of tumor was slowed. Improved cervical rates were observed in test subject. No dangerous side effects. Next statement, regulatory approvals. While the vaccine is labeled as ready for use, Sakharova clarified that official regulatory approval is still now pending. It is pending. So once cleared, the vaccine could become the first publicly available immunotherapy for which cancer? Colorectal cancer. developed in Russia, potentially becoming available for clinical use in both domestic and international markets. So other vaccines are also in the pipelines, and the FMBA is also advancing research on different types of vaccine for glioblastoma. Glioblastoma is an aggressive brain cancer with limited treatment options. So it is another vaccine in the pipelines for glioblastoma, which is an aggressive brain cancer, melanoma, which including rare forms such as ocular melanoma. So these are the currently in advanced stage of developments, and initial results have shown comparable effectiveness and safety, raising hope for broader application of cancer vaccine across type. So vaccine target is this vaccine's colorectal cancer, announced by Veronika Skarbostova, FMBA, revealed at 10th Eastern Economic Forum's Vladivostok, September 6 to 6, 3 to 3rd to 6, 2025. Effectiveness, tumor size reduced 60 to 80%, improved survival, and its status, it is still awaiting final regulatory approval. So it is important for UPSC exam for science and technology. So this is direct topic for UPSC science and technology, which tests knowledge on cutting edge medical advancement, particularly in areas like cancer research and messenger RNA technology, health and environment, current affairs, exam, economic impact, innovation and R&D, insurance and healthcare cost. So it is important for these for banking exam. For defense exam, it is important for national security, which is a facet of national security, and a bilateral reaction. So development in science and technology can definitely influence international relations and strategic partnership. So it is also for defense exam, biotechnology and future warfares, which can be relevant in understanding future threats, including biological warfare and capabilities of other nation in this field. So the next same news is related with this news. Russia Intromix cancer vaccine shows 100% efficacy in early trials. So Russia cancer vaccine show 100% success. World first cancer vaccine developed by Russia shows 100% efficacy in early trials, scientists say ready to use. So Russia has unveiled. So Russia has unveiled a groundbreaking medicine, which development with the announcement of that vaccine is Antromix, which is a messenger RNA based cancer vaccine that achieved by 100% efficacy and safety in the early clinical trials. So it is designed to combat colorectal cancer. The vaccine represents a major leap in oncology by offering personalized immunotherapy, which is designed to an individual tumor profile, tailored to an individual tumor profile. So development of Interomix vaccine, which is a messenger RNA based cancer vaccine. It is a messenger RNA based cancer vaccine. So it is created by Russia National Medical Research Radiological Center and Ingelheim Institute of Molecular Biology. Technology used, it is built on messenger RNA platform similar to COVID-19 vaccine. Now, method used is it customizes the immune responses by profiling a patient tumor genomics using advanced mutation mapping algorithm. So, using the algorithm is a advanced mutation mapping algorithms. Trial size is conducted on 48 volunteers. So, outcome is tumor reduces in size, shrinkage observed, no serious side effects is seen. Following successful clinical trials, Russia Federal Medical and Biological Agency (FMBA) has announced new personalized messenger RNA based vaccine for colon cancer, and that vaccine name is Interomix. So this vaccine is reported to be ready to be used for clinical use, pending regulatory approval, with plans to offer it to Russian citizens free of charge. So vaccine is reported to be ready for clinical use, pending regulatory approval, with plans to offer it to Russian citizen, which is free of charge. How the vaccine works? It is developed using the which technology? Messenger RNA technology. So it is similar to that used for making COVID-19 vaccine. So Intromix is a therapeutic vaccine designed to train the immune system to identify and attack only cancer cell. So it is personalized for each patient, tailoring the treatment to an individual specific tumor profile using their RNA. So this approach is intended to provide a targeted therapy with reduced size effects compared to traditional chemotherapy. So what makes Utromix unique? It because of its personalized approach, messenger RNA-based platforms overcome past limitation. Traditional cancer vaccine often used as a one-size-fits-all model with limited success. About the global and Indian implication, it has worldwide impacts, provides safer targeted immunotherapy. For India, there is a high burden of colorectal and cervical cancers among Indian people. So it is affordable and accessible. It could be revolutionized cancer treatment in India. So about challenges, it's challenges about cost, infrastructure, genomic profiling facility. There should be need of more cold chain storage and regulatory approval. So next step in global context is while the initial focus for Intromix is colorectal cancer, research is already underway for Versan to treat other cancer, including glioblastoma, a type of brain tumor, and melanoma. So, however, the international scientific community is proceeding with cautious optimism. Validation is needed. The positive result come from early trials with a small sample size and need to be validated to the phase 2 and third clinical trials. So there is a awaiting peer review. The trial data has not been published in a peer-reviewed journal for independent verification. There is a global competition also. Russia announcement reflects a broader global efforts with companies like the name of the companies are BioNTech and Moderna. Name of the companies are BioNTech and Moderna, also developing personalized messenger RNA cancer vaccine that are currently in later stage of clinical development. So one line recaps, Russia claims its messenger RNA-based cancer vaccine Interomix against colorectal cancer has shown 100% efficacy and safety in early preclinical trials and is being positioned as ready for use. So research development years preclinical studies safety efficacy result reported outcomes 100% efficacy claims tumor reduction 60 to 20% no serious side effects announcement or public unveilings. Russia presents vaccine ready for use target colorectal colon large intestine colon cancer first. Next step as claimed and implied regulatory approvals, human clinical trials, deployment to post patients. So it is a flowchart. Kindly go through it. Next news is ISRO transfer SSLB technology to Hall Hindustan Aeronautic Limiteds for independent production. So ISRO signs technology transfer agreement with Aeronautics Limited for SSLB production. So India's space sector reached a historic milestone as the ISRO signed the 100 technology transfer agreement, which helps Hindustan Aeronautics Limited to independently manufactures SSLV, small satellite launch vehicles. So it is 100 technology transfer agreements, which helps Hindustan Aeronautics Limited to independently manufacture SSLVs, small satellite launch vehicles. So this agreement was formalized with the participation of ISRO, New Space India Limited, NSIL, Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center, and Hall. So it represents an important step in India's self-dependent space ecosystem while tapping into the booming global small satellite launch market. So key details of the agreement duration is 24 months. ISRO will train and support HAL, Hindustan Aeronautic Limited, in acquiring small satellite launch vehicles production capabilities covering. It is used for commercial purpose, technology integration, and preparedness to flight aspects. So, what are the outcome of these agreements? Two SSLB mission will be executed during the agreement. Two SSLV small satellite launch vehicles will be executed during this agreement period under ISRO guidance. 24 months agreement period under ISRO guidance. So this deal ensured that HAL will gradually transition to fully scale independent SSLV production, which help in strengthening the private sector role in India's space program. About SSLV, small satellite launch vehicles, it is a three-stage cost-effective launch vehicles designed for deploying small satellites. So it configured with three solid propulsion stages and liquid-based velocity trimming modules, VTM as the terminal stage. It is developed by ISRO. Objective to meet the growing demand in the global satellite markets to provide low-cost, quick turnaround and launch on demand capability with minimal less infrastructure. Specification of SSLV: size about 2 meters wide and 34 meters tall. Weight around 120 tons as at liftoff. Payload capacities carry up to 500 kg of satellites into a 500-kilometer orbits, which is suitable for small satellites. What it can do, it launch single or multiple satellites. It help in launching single satellites or multiple satellite at once. It is especially designed for nano satellites, micro satellites, and mini satellites weighing 10 to 500 kg. It provides flexibility, quick, and low cost launch option for both domestic and international customers. What are the significance of agreement with Hindustan Aeronautics Limited? So it boosts Atmanirbhar mission industry. It improves industrial ecosystem in space techs. It improves commercial competitiveness in a global small satellite launch markets. It help in positioning India, and it also help in technology transfer milestone. It marks ISRO 100 technology transfer achievement. So agreement signed between ISRO is NSIL, in space HAL. Purpose: transfer of SSLV production technology, duration 24 months. Milestone: 100 technology transfer agreement by ISRO. Launch of a small intestine into low Earth orbit. Key ISRO mission with global records is PSLV C-37. 104 satellites 2017, Chandrayaan 3, Lunar South Pole landing 2023. So one line recap: ISRO has transferred the complete small satellite launch vehicle SSLV to Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, which helps HAL to independently produce SSLV for commercial and strategic launches. So flowchart is given. SSLV is cost effective and quick turnaround launcher for small satellites. It uses technology ISRO collaboration with HAL gains independent production capabilities, help in manufacturing, assembly, integration, testing, and deployments. On what are the outcome? Boost Atmanirbhar Bharat's mission, expands India's commercial launch capacity, and strengthens public-private partnership in space industry. So these are about the 34 updates from the science and technology updates from 7 to 14th September 2025. Now I am going to upload other current affairs from 7 to 14 updates from 7 to 14 September 2025. So kindly watch that series also. Thank you for watching. Kindly stay consistent. Keep notes of everything. Revise each and every updates. Stay consistent.